Hello, my dear IELTS colleagues. Today I am going to do another very short video on what kind of preparation you have to do for a success for your IELTS exam. So in this presentation, I would like to share some very small practical experience very briefly how your preparation should be done by your own, especially for listening, reading, writing and speaking. First, take listening. Now, you know IELTS listening test is very important. Why? Because that is the starting point of the IELTS exam. So the exam start with listening test. So if you perform well IELTS listening test, definitely it will affect on reading, writing as well as your speaking test. So to success for the listening test, my advice is that you have to do number of listening tests, but you have to repeat those tests for number of times. So very importantly, you have to look at the listening test, what you have completed, your correction rates, and do it again and see the areas where you make the mistake. As an example, in some questions you may get wrong and some questions correct. Now, especially look at when you are listening for the second time. So why you select a wrong answer for the previous time? So what is the correct answer is? So how correct answer capture by clearly listening to the recording. Maybe 2 times, 3 times you can listen it and understand how the correct answer comes. I think that is the best way to get a very good improvements of listening rather than doing 30-40 papers. Better do 10-12 papers and do a good analysis on how you are going to answer for this question. Especially there are some questions, maybe sometimes there may be a map, so then there are different locations, you have to fill the blanks of that paper. So you have to see that if you are, especially your correction rate is very low, when map is coming in the listening, you have to do more practice on that area. That is very important. Maybe sometimes that if you look at that questions, maybe fill in the blanks questions are there, sometimes multiple choice questions are there. So if you feel that your correction rate is low in the multiple choice area, you have to make special attention. So simply, my suggestion is do the same listening test 2, 3, 4 times and understand your mistakes and understand your wrong answers and see how you can rectify those things. Now move to reading. Reading also, it is very much important that you have to make some proper analysis on your answers. If you complete a reading paper, you make the corrections and all, you look at that what kind of questions you are getting more wrong answers. Simple example, in reading paper, you are getting very important 2 types of questions. One is matching headings. So you have to match number of headings with the paragraphs. So your passage having number of paragraphs, the question name those paragraphs like A, B, C, D, E and F so on. And you have number of headings, maybe more than the number of paragraphs. So you have to match those headings and paragraphs. So that's one of the critical question type. So if your correction rate is very low in this kind of paragraph matching or heading matching, you have to make more practice on that kind of questions. Another very common difficult question type is yes, no, not given question, or we call true, false, not given question in reading paper. So if your correction rate is low in that yes, no, not given types of question, you have to make special attention on that types of questions to practice more and more and take some advices from your IELTS teacher to how to answer these yes, no, not given questions. So you should know in IELTS paper, out of 40 questions in the reading paper, around 14 questions are matching headings or yes, no, not given type questions. So then your special preparation for that kind of questions will bring lot of advantage to you to get a high band score. Now move to writing. Writing also, your preparation is really important. Especially writing part 2, when you are answering. It's very much important you get a clear-cut comments from a good IELTS teacher regarding your IELTS writing answer. So the comments means not just grammar correction, not just spelling corrections. Your teacher should be smart enough to give you some kind of a great comments on the way you achieve the task, whether you have properly addressed the task, the way you organize your answer, the structure of your answer, sometimes the sentence patterns of your answer. The teacher should be smart enough to give some kind of very strong comments. The teacher's comment should come like, your this sentence should be replaced by this kind of sentence. Then only a student can understand, yes, my God, I wrote in this way, but my teacher was telling to write this way. Oh my God, there's a difference. And likewise, the teacher's comments should enlighten the students to change his or her writing pattern. So if you get such a good teacher to guide your IELTS, you have to be very serious on comments on your teacher and quickly adapt to those comments. So it's very much important. If you are not clear about your teacher's comments, please call and get some further advices and further explanation on those comments to understand those comments. So then you'll improve your writing in this way. So speaking, it is very much important. You have to speak and speak in front of your teacher or your IELTS lecturer and get it advice. So what kind of improvements you have to do. So your teacher should be smart enough to give those advices properly. So that is really, really important. So finally, for the success of the IELTS exam, actually your preparation should focus on those 4 modules, as well as it's very much important. Your preparation should do each and every day. It's very much important. You have to spread your preparation till you go to the exam. As an example, so I suggest you every day you have to work minimum 2 hours for the IELTS. It is not a good way not working all the weekdays, but only weekends you are working for the IELTS. It's not good. You have to distribute your effort throughout the week. Then only you can improve and to get a high band score. So I believe you got some information from this great presentation and you follow my guidance to get a higher band score at the IELTS exam. Simply, if you are expecting band score above 7, those points are very, very important. I wish you all the best. Good luck for your IELTS effort in 2023. Thank you.